Right, so the military, in a fascist regime, the military is supreme and they do not care about human rights. I have been a victim of a Nazi regime for almost, I don't know, like 7 years. They've been doing Nazi experiments on being beautiful. The Indians have been doing these ugly experiments on me and these Asians being beautiful. But in that time, they're slowly blending and taking away parts of my essence. As in, it's like if you're fighting every day because you're being punished and you're not giving the same resources and you're fighting to have your right to have counselling, it's like everything I've learnt, they're destroying it and saying that this girl deserves it because she's skinny, or this girl deserves it because her eyes twinkle in the light and her skin looks like this. And it's very, very superficial and it's a torture. It's like doing these human experiments on it. It's like, what about what's on my inside? What about the years of learning mindfulness and having a great sense of character to sit in peacefulness and try and hold other people in their vulnerability? Now, I don't sound like a lovely person when I'm talking because I've just gone through hell. And I'm not trying to make these to be influence. I'm trying to let you know I've gone through hell and what I've understood, and I'm whistleblowing because I've got no choice. You've made me lose my family. You've blackmailed me out of every resource. You've kept me like a slave. I've had my whole life ruined by this Islamic Turkish guys, and then I'm kind of silenced by the government did a lot to help me, I think. But I'm going through all this pain of this fascism, sewing me to women that have just been pampered while I got deprived. You cannot imagine the torture it feels like where one woman's being treated like a princess and you're being treated like a dog every day. And it's inhumane and there's no humanity left. I'm just being abused as that girl got to have her own channel and basically took over everything I was creating because she feels entitled to it because she thinks people favor her. But what I'm saying is, why did they do that? I already had favor because I put time and love into people, emotional time, talking to people, loving people, supporting, and they're outcasting me. I'm never allowed, they put me in this debt for years and years. I'm not allowed my own right to talk to people or have counselling or anything. And they've taken away my tree that I worked for. They've got me on the dark internet and I've got no solutions. And you're keeping me marginalised by being pretty. And this is part of what they're testing on me, this experiment.
Currency that is far more potent, far more intoxicating, and far more volatile. Beauty. We live in a society that pretends everyone is equal. But we all know the truth. There is a hidden caste system, and at the very top sits the young, beautiful woman. She walks through life with a VIP pass that she didn't pay for, didn't earn, and often doesn't even realize she's holding. Doors open. Drinks are free. Police officers let her off with a warning. Job interviews feel like friendly chats. Men destroy themselves just to get a smile. She lives in a bubble of constant, positive reinforcement where the world seems soft, welcoming, and easy. But here is the brutal reality that nobody prepares her for. That VIP pass has an expiration date, and unlike a credit card, you cannot renew it. There comes a specific moment in every beautiful woman's life when she swipes the card, and for the first time ever, the machine declines. The bouncer doesn't lift the credit card, you cannot renew it. There comes a specific moment in every
Can you please watch it? Because this sadistic kind of cult has gotten into some organisation where they get to do whatever they want. And they've done all these human experiments on love on me. So first they ruined my face. And underground in Auckland, they were doing these massive human experiments on my face, being ugly and ruined, next to these blonde girls that had had makeovers and had been healthy and looking after themselves, as I was being given diseases. Now I was, because back then they thought I had multiple sclerosis. They've been blowing in like tuberculosis and all sorts of stuff to make me sick, and I was always healing myself. And I don't mind, if you can recover, but HIV is not something you can recover, and now they are keeping me in poverty so I can't go to work and get a facelift. And it's like these Turkish guys are going around making massive armies to make sure I can't be in any social group, and they've chained up all these organizations so I can't fit into society. And it's like, what? You've taken all my knowledge away, and then you've used me in these experiments, and then I'm just chucked in the trash, and just keep me as least quality. And it's like, why don't, in my culture of being Chinese, well, you're meant to look after your elders. It's like you don't just use somebody as your nana and put them in the trash. You don't just use all their knowledge, start using their ideas, start taking credit for things that they're doing, and start punishing them with like AIDS and trashing them, all this kind of stuff. It's really terrible. Look, I didn't want to be part of it, but they chained me to the kiki and I was traumatized over it, and they keep re-traumatizing me. It's every time I'm free, they keep chaining me up to more people that are outdoors, getting fit and putting heaps of time into their health and beauty and getting all this money to have makeovers, but they won't let me feel free. It's like I'm being chained up in my body as they're doing these weird experiments on my looks, on my stomach, on my anus, and taking away things that really meant something to who I was as a person. Now, you may not like me, but you have to admit this is really inhumane cruelty. It's like as soon as my face got ruined, they cruelly put me as an ugly mutt for years and years, and then using real influential people to fire and fuel it. And what did I do? I went overseas to avoid this country, and they won't let me be part of any society in it. So why do I have to keep paying all this stuff of underground trafficking for China, and then the police kind of bullying me on my mad dog and low quality? It's not a nice existence for somebody that was very social and very liberal and got brought up. My mum didn't give us a lot of rules. My rules were keep the house clean, make sure you respect us and our elders, and make us make us feel welcome with cup of teas, and make sure you're polite to us every day and offer to help out. Like, that's my life with my family, basically. And then go and help other people when you can. And she basically encouraged us to do art and sing and create a happy life. She didn't expect anything but happiness. She wanted us to make our own money, but she didn't put massive expectations for me to go to university or anything like that. She just wanted me to have a job. So I put the expectations on myself, and I'm really angry because I don't have any rights. Obviously, with all those skills, you have to admit something's going on with my workplaces. You can't just keep losing all your jobs. Cleaning, if you do cleaning, you don't have to talk to anybody, so it can't be just my character. And I didn't steal at all my cleaning jobs. I didn't steal, so I don't know where they're coming up with that, because I didn't steal. I had a lot of clients in Auckland, like a lot of clients. Because I worked for Absolute Domestics, and then I worked for that other company. It was an aged care company. I can't remember it right now. But I'm just saying, this is the kind of human experiments, and this one too, Nazi, and they just leave you to die. I just used to have a very creative life, like about film studies and sorry, see, this is what they did. They made my whole life about this other girl, and she's taken over everything I've done. And then they took over my heart and gave it to another girl. You read about these things. It's really, they've been doing experiments on me on the dark internet. And it's terrible. Everything about my life was about sun and happiness and going out in the light and being adventurous. Now I'm locked in a cage.